All right, you guys, let's go over something so vitally important for those of you who own a property, and that is when you get ready to sell, how much will you ultimately end up walking away with? Well, this is going to be entirely dependent upon a multitude of factors specific to your property. Yes, no brainer, but let's get into this a little bit. Generally, you're going to end up getting a rough estimate by subtracting the cost of selling your property from its market value or what it ended up selling. Again, no brainer, but what you're going to easily be able to do is to obtain what your property could possibly end up selling for. But what's not going to be easy for you is to understand what the other costs that are associated with selling your property. This is going to require you to be able to know the breakdown of all of these fees that you're going to end up being charged, such as your title and escrow fees, possibly any credits that the buyer may be wanting from you when you're in escrow, the total amount of liens that are on your property, your real estate agent's commission. If your property's in an HOA, you're going to order what's called a resale package to provide that to the buyer, what the transfer taxes are, and the list goes on. But knowing what these will end up being will give you obviously a much better idea as to what the costs are totally going to look like, so you know what you're walking away with. Now, understand that most of these things that I just mentioned are negotiable, such as your real estate agent's commission, right? Requests for any repairs or credits in lieu of repairs from a buyer. Who's going to pay for the transfer tax, you or the buyer? So how do you get this information? Well, the easiest and most accurate way is to contact your real estate professional and have them provide you with what is called a seller net sheet. A seller net sheet will end up breaking down all of the costs to determine a good estimate as to how much you will end up walking away with. Otherwise, it's fair to assume that it will end up costing you approximately 1.5% plus whatever your real estate agent is charging you to list and sell your property. So if your agent's charging you an exorbitant 3% and you add that 1.5, it's going to cost you about 4.5 to get your property sold. Now, I guarantee that your buyer is going to end up requesting that you pay, towards their agent's commission. Now, why would they do that? Well, if you think about it, because very few buyers have enough money to even cover their down payment, let alone their closing costs, and then you tack on their real estate agent's commission. If you guys want to see 2008 all over again, housing crash, demand that all of these buyers, now I know that this is not specific to you, but if all these sellers were like-minded and they said, no, buyers, you're going to have to pay for your own real estate agent's commission. Guess what? We're talking about 2008 housing crash all over again. But what you decide to do with your property is totally up to you. So, I only say this so that you're fully aware of what to expect when you list your property for sale and the associated costs, right? Now, if you're interested in knowing how much you, in particular, will end up, or how much you will walk away with when you sell your property, please contact me. See, I assure you that you're going to end up walking away with thousands of dollars more hiring me as your real estate agent than if you end up using any other real estate agent, and I will show you how this is done. But if you have any questions about the process, about how or how much it would cost for you or what is entailed specific to you, please give me a call. Otherwise, thank you for watching the video, and I will see you guys in the next one.